Consciousness is rising up around you. Realizing truth has always been cut, but feeling every new day you never feel. After diamond, the pressure love succeeds. And just like eternity is measured at speed. Now that love is found, there is no equivalence. Upon hearing love's voice, I know that she's the only correspondence. Nothing can replace comfort as solace, greater in the space, trying to illustrate the truth there is no debate. A life can be erased, also filled with hate. Breaking across the state, the sacred can't relate and will not translate because it's only fake. Trying to negotiate with illusion, but all the old confusion. The recall screams into imminent holiness return. Revolution begins with my one and only friend. You build a map with the sands. Consciousness is rising up, allowing you to mature. Realizing truth has always been true. The feeling of unique, carrying all the truths. Queen Candace, Kandake. Queen Candace or Kandake is not a personal name, but an ancient Kushite title for Queen Mother or Reigning Queen, which symbolizes immense power, wisdom, and the sacred feminine. Esoterically, Candace represents the awakened consciousness that leads to sublime truth, as in Acts chapter 8, and functions as a guardian of consecrated hidden wisdom. As awakened consciousness, Candace represents the signaling that the inner reality is directed by gnosis, direct experience, rather than emotions or reasoning. As Queen of Servants, Candace signifies a transition of one's personal thinking, formerly dark and ignorant, into the higher state where they are enlightened and prepared to embrace truth. Christ's material consciousness, the abode of soul, the only present. Candace means the guardianship of truth, as the Kandake is often the keeper of the treasury, which translates to keeper of vital knowledge and venerated treasures. The Candace is the power of the Mother Goddess, the sacred NCG. The title is rooted in the traditions that once revered the feminine line of power, the sacred feminine, the inner path of discovery. The goddess of Willendorf discovers Paleolithic air figurines that are scattered across the landscape, representing an everywhere. The most famous of them depict women who are anything but small, Instead, they are depicted with large, pendulous breasts, round bellies, and big butts, without emphasis on feet or facial features. These full forms signify immensity of the glorious power within. The restoration to prominence of Candace distinguishes her from male-driven dominant religions. Candace is not connected to the natural world, just as Kali is not considered connected to this fabricated matrix. Candace as Kali is the purity of the ultimate untamed integrity of primordial fullness. Nature is the antithesis. It is chaotic and unpredictable forms. Nature is within time and represents the destructive entropy and environment of that which brings duality of start and end. The uniting of Candace and Kali propose a relationship between the Kushites in America and the Kushan Empire in Asia. The war eagle always separates and emphasizes otherness in an attempt to distract, debase, and destroy unity. The title Candace is rooted in the matriarchal authority that holds the secrets of wholeness. In terms of the present, the Amani arenas were warrior queens leading an army that challenged figures like Alexander. This signifies a metaphoric resemblance to Athena, wisdom overcoming the limited consciousness, Alexander. The significance of the title Candace translates to mean pure and innocent, representing a pure, uncorrupted, and sovereign archetype. It is apropos that Candace, a title similar to Pharaoh, signifies the rise of regal authority, pristineness, and solar illumination. Candace is often interpreted as clean, glowing, or pure. That signifies a powerful, nurturing leading by sublime light. Candace also represents an open heart for ultimate truth. Candace is the title, frequently translated as glowing, shining, or white, which in the solar context symbolizes purity of consciousness, light as highest knowledge, and restoration. In Hebrew as a name, Candace means queen. In the Bible, Candace is an authoritative title like Caesar. When the title Queen Candace is entered into the book of Acts, commentators have never heard of a Nubian root, KDKE, and understandably interpreted Candace as a name. And that is where the name Candace comes from today. There are other interpretations that some sources claim come from a Greek word meaning glittering. The name Candace means queen, and as such, it is somewhat parallel with the Hebrew names Melta, queen, which means queen, Kansa, the etymology of it signifies sovereignty, queenly, advice, and symbolizes soul expressing dominion. The other Hebrew name, similar to Candace, is Sarah.
What Codex has unlocked?
Sarah means princess and senate. The etymology of Sarah means ruling, chieftain, and retained liquidity. Also, soul, elevated consciousness, allowing the previous barren, formerly Sarai, state to bear fruit, the awakened consciousness. In Acts chapter 8, Philip meets with Candace. Philip means metaphysically a lover of horses. So Philip represents the faculty within which love masters which through love masters the vital forces. Hence Philip is identified as power. And this is the avenue of the horse. Therefore, Philip signifies the prophecy regarding the power of demonstration. Philip exercises this power through the word, silence, which is outwardly materializing as Candace in speech. The authoritative power to speak, a temporary character. Philip, representing power, may claim the way of Christ's interior consciousness, the abode of soul, the only presence. In the metaphysical Bible, the symbolism of Philip, power, going from Jerusalem, inner peace, to Gaza, which symbolizes strength on the physical or sense plane, the desert. Physical strength alone is meaningless, and one who expends their strength in the realm of sense without Candace is in reality ignorant of true power and impotent to exercise it. The power of Candace is all one, an emanation from the infinite source, Suji. Our silence materializes in various forms as essence. The Kandake, the righteous heirs avatar and awakened consciousness. Candace, Kandake embodies the archetype of warrior queen, the great mother, and the queen regent who holds sovereign, sacred, and military power. Esoterically or inwardly, the military symbolizes the internal metaphysical battle between illusion, world ego, and truth. The lower conscious states purified are the army, an organized doctrinal truth or sublime power deployed to protect evolutionary progress. While military service denotes the rigorous discipline and vigilance and commitment required of the inner warrior. An army of light symbolizes the triumph, gnosis, and purifying action over fabrication. The temporary character signifies sacred deity. Sovereign ruler, often ruled in truth's own right, holding the title Kori, which meant monarch instead of king. Candace, the title of matrilineal power, where the sacred feminine is crucial. Candace is a dynastic power. Is a dynastic title of power. The Amani Renas, a Kandake warrior queen in an esoteric context, is revered as sublime agent of order, the transposing, a living materialization of supreme power, Isis, the awakened consciousness, and as a sacred protector against the illusion of chaotic forces, by denial of its reality. Amani-Rios, like Heru, is the symbol of the one-eyed visionary. Losing an eye in the battle is not viewed as weakness, but of the greater transformation needed. The injury symbolized the loss of partial physical sight in exchange for the enhanced third eye or wisdom eye, the second sight that allows real vision beyond the fabricated world equal deception. Candace, Kandake, and Amani-Rios, the triple guidance, wisdom, truth, and victory reigns, the perpetual walk over the false light, the restoration of the golden dust,